Oh, welcome to the Sharpe Show. So happy to have you with me this evening, right at 7 p.m. on the East Coast. And it is a special I have not done in a long time, probably a month or two. I don't know how long it's been. A special Mondays with Kathy. Yes, my amazing and awesome monarch of New York State, Her Majesty Queen Kathy, first of her name, worshiper of the jab, destroyer of businesses, banisher of conservatives, first of her name. She is yet again in the news. She's often in the news, but she's been quiet for a bit, not so loud recently. And now she's back out and about doing some things. And I think the person who has made her do some things is a guy named Zohran Mamdani. He has made her have to do things. She now has to say stuff and take stands and stuff. She has to do that kind of stuff now. And she does not like that at all. But she did. She absolutely did. And she's also finding out something else. You're noticing, if some of you are paying attention, that Republicans are thinking that they can smell some blood in the water and they're going to come after Kathy and go get her. Well, maybe, but there are some issues that are happening right now, and that's for sure. And I wanted to bring a couple to your attention. You probably know, if you've been paying attention at all, that Zohran Mamdani is running for mayor of New York. And at the moment, looking like he's going to win. That's how it looks right now. Stuff could change, but as of this moment, looking like he's going to be the mayor. That's how it looks right now. Eric Adams just dropped out. Cuomo still shaking his fist. I'll get you, Mamdani. Will he? Who knows? But several days ago, Queen Kathy endorsed Mamdani. She said that he was the guy and he loves New York, or they share some, whatever she said. And she did it in a nice op-ed, which is in writing, that she can now fight when things don't go well. She did that. Okay. People are starting to ask her about it, and she's doing, different things. In this case, this is her doing a press conference on the MTA, which she has completely bungled. But to be fair, so has almost every New Yorker mayor who's tried to do this. They've all bungled it, and she bungles it. And now they're going to ask her a question, and she now has to have an answer. Yeah, that's a problem. Answers, not what she does well. Not what she does well.
We've got time for one more. Bernadette Hogan right here from New York One. Bernadette.
Hey, Governor, how are you? Going back to Jay Jacobs, last year with the midterms, everything was all about getting moderate Democrats elected to suburban districts. And
that was a push the Democrats were trying to do, getting moderate Democrats in suburban districts, because they knew that, and this was actually a smart move. The New York State Democratic Party knows that it's got most of the cities down, right? It's a couple spots here or there, but generally speaking, it's got it down. They've lost the rural areas. So their push was for suburban areas. That's actually a smart move. That was their goal back in the midterms. That was true.
Numbers for Democrats aren't good on Long Island and in the Hudson Valley. There's been calls for Jay Jacobs to resign because of his split from you. Do you agree with that? Should he resign? And
now the reason why this is the issue is this guy who runs the Democratic Party, he did not endorse Mamdani. Oh, no, he didn't. He did not do that. He's like, no, this guy's messing us up. We want Democrats to win in the suburbs. Mamdani is not popular in the suburbs. He's popular in the cities. Well, they already got the cities. So this guy's like, this is dumb. This is dumb. I don't want to endorse this Mamdani guy because he just gives us people who are already ours. Anyone who's not ours, we can't grow with a guy like Mamdani. That's what he believes. That's what Democrats have been saying for a long time. And here she comes going, well, I'm going to do this. They might go, why does it matter? Because she's the governor of New York. So she basically runs Democratic Party in New York, even though not officially, because there is a leader of the, New York Democratic Party. But no, now they're like, you should resign.
Also, going to Zohran Mamdani, do you think his answers on sex work have been a little bit all over the place? Do you think that it should be decriminalized or legalized?
Now, so they are now hammering her because of what Mamdani said. Now, Mamdani and I don't get along in many things, but sex work, I don't care. Like, that's not I'm a libertarian. You do you. Again, as always, consenting and adults. Don't get it twisted. Always those two things, consenting and adults, and you do you. I don't care. Whatever it is, it is. Me and Mamdani on that one, we're probably pretty close on that one. It's fine. No worries. You do you. I don't care. Life is good. But she hasn't done that. She's not there at all. Our queen is not there at all. So now she has to answer that question too. Oh, is Mamdani putting a fire underneath her? See that? You probably shouldn't have endorsed the guy. You probably should have fought him like half your party's doing, but you didn't. Now you got to pay his price.
And then I have a follow-up also.
Oh, she's not done.
We are not legalizing prostitution in the state of New York, full stop.
What about decriminalization?
We are looking at legislation, but we are not supportive of letting people who are committing the crimes of setting up systems where we have prostitution running rampant, and whether it's in Queens or whether it's the street of Manhattan, anywhere. So that is not.
She can't answer that question. She can't answer the question. Where do you stand on prostitution? Should you decriminalize it? Should you legalize it? Or where do you stand? We're looking at legislation and people are setting up systems. Okay, for those of you who are don't get it, and I'm gonna be very clear. Right now, when you do this, you set up systems that oppress women. That's the current system. So whether you want legalization or decriminalization, whatever you want, the current system is what creates pimps and things like that, right? That's the current system. Now, I am not a fan of the only oscillating coolant. I can't say the word because I'll get demonetized immediately. So you know that one, OF. Some people call it only fools. I'm not a fan. Not my thing. Don't like it. But I don't own your body. You do. I don't own your money. You do. If you ask my opinion, and to be forward, this may make some of you laugh. Many women have come to me asking my opinion on how they should start that. And my opinion is always the same thing. If you have any other option at all to feed yourself, do not. And if you're going to do it, recognize that once you step into the smirk industry, I don't want to, it's probably too late already. Anyway, I don't want to get demonetized, but I don't have to. But yeah, once you move to the industry, you're in forever. If you're like, Larry, I don't care. I am happy being in that world forever. I'm happy having that on my, on the internet forever. I don't care. Good. Good on you. You do you. But my opinion is, if you ask me, don't do it. It's going to harm you the rest of your life. It's going to make your relationships tougher. It's going to make your family relationships tougher. It's going to make your romantic relationships tougher. It's going to make your business relationships tougher. It's going to make everything harder. So if you're going to do it, go full throttle all the way. Accept it as your life for the rest of your life. Don't stop. Literally just be Bonnie Blue. Like, just be Bonnie Blue. Or don't do it. That's my opinion on that. But why can't she say something? I would say it. You can't stop it. So either legalize it, decriminalize it, whatever, but then talk against it to get culture to change so people don't do it. They're doing it now. I don't mean to be a nudge, but this shows who she is. She backs up, jumps around, does all the things. And this is about Mamdani that bothers me. Mamdani was all about it, and then he backed off. I thought he was supposed to be the guy who's a tough guy. Stand your ground, dude. If you're for whatever, was he defund the police before? Was he whatever? Be the defund the police guy. That's who you are. Own that. You're the sex work guy. I said it. Now I'm demonetized. Be that guy. That's all I'm saying. And she can't do it either.
Not appropriate. There are a lot of people making money off this, setting up these systems. Many times there are people that are have been victims of human trafficking. Many times we need to look at whether or not these are victims.
Okay, human trafficking is illegal, should be illegal. I'm glad it's legal, and we should fight that all day long, because that would take away one of those consenting and adult pieces that I talk about all the time, right? If you're trafficked, that takes away the consent off the bat. So yeah, bad, 100%. Hammer them like there's no tomorrow. No issues with that whatsoever. I agree with her, but then again, so does everybody.
of crimes themselves or are being required to have to pay for their steerage over here through what they call a mule. So there's complicating circumstances with the
Okay, no, there's not. She's lying. She's making stuff up. It's embarrassing. This is how
generally
she
women
goes.
involved. But I also say that the individuals who set up
This is my governor.
the operations and the systems that allow this to happen, that is criminal activity, in my opinion. With respect to Jake Jacobs, I know this is going to come as shock to our political reporters, but I actually have a lot of other things to focus on right now, governmental.
See, I'm not focused on them on my party winning elections. I'm not worried about them winning elections. I got to hand out checks to you guys and destroy the MTA. Okay? The MTA is not going to destroy itself. Okay? Actually, it probably would. I take that back. The MTA won't destroy itself as fast as I will destroy it. There we go. That's what she should be saying. If you want the MTA like trashed, it's going to take like years unless I go. Then I'll just wreck it. Can't worry about winning elections. She literally just said that.
He is clearly a chairman of Nassau County, and they have an important race, and he spoke in that capacity. But
okay, Nassau County. It's important why that matters. Don't forget that. Nassau County. Yes, Nassau County. Fahim stepping in for 99. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate the super chat. Guys, if you like what you're hearing, if you think this is going to be good, it is for sure. You can follow what Fahim did. You can actually just get a super chat. It goes right to the front. Super chat me if you want to on YouTube or rant me on Rumble. Either one. I'm on Rumble right now and also on YouTube. Either one. Pop that up there. Goes right to the front. Supports the show. I appreciate it tremendously. Fahim, thank you, brother. I appreciate it a lot.
When you talk about what we did last year, it is extraordinary what we did. Winning 5 out of 7 battleground races in areas that really could have gone the other way So
she's not answering the question. I just want to show you how she just dodges like there's no tomorrow and how Mamdani is now forcing her to answer questions. I thought she might enjoy that. So let me move to the other part that's kind of important. And if you notice, what I brought up is she's actually, the guy she's talking about is a guy from Nassau. What's happening right now in Nassau, for those of you who don't know, is the Ryder Cup. That's for those of you, again, who don't follow, it's a golf tournament, right? So there's a golf tournament happening right now in Nassau County, which, again, if you're not familiar with New York, if you live someplace else, that's downstate. It's east of New York City on Long Island. It's Nassau County. That county has a county executive, a guy named Blakeman, if I got his name right. He's thinking about running for governor. Or at least was. He was. So now they have this big thing, this Ryder Cup. All the wealthy people show up there to go to watch the Ryder Cup. All great. And who else showed up? Well, you guessed it. Her Majesty was there. Her Majesty was there. And knowing that Her Majesty was there, what do all the people want to do? Well, she's the queen. They all got to go kiss her butt, right? That's kind of like the thing you do. You go kiss the queen's butt. It's what you do. Okay. What happened when they started kissing the queen's butt?
Well, David, I think it's safe to say that President Trump is certainly going to have a very warm welcome at the Ryder Cup today.
He's also coming.
Can't be said for Governor Kathy Hochul. Want to get your reaction to this? She was also there. I'm sure you've seen the video. We got to show our viewers, though. It was such an embarrassing moment. Look at this.
Keep it going for New York. Your friend and mine in attendance.
Your friend and mine, he says. Right? Your friend and mine. I feel the friendship.
Governor Kathy Hochul. Governor, thank you so much for being here.
That's all booze. Yes, that's not yays. That's not great. That's all booze. Yes, she was booed in Nassau County at the Ryder Cup by the masses. You might go, wow, that's pretty bad, Larry. Oh, it gets worse.
And thank you to your team, too, for getting us ready for the Ryder Cup in New York.
They're still booing. Thank you for your team getting us ready. Her team did nothing, but that's fine. They have to kiss the queen's ass. That's requirement. I get it. If I was part of Kathy Hochul's team, I would have gone up there and said, don't say anything. Shh, they hate us. Say nothing. But they don't do that. Why? Their team can't imagine how hated they are downstate. I'm not joking. They can't imagine it. It's something they cannot imagine. She's the queen. How dare you not love the queen? That's how they actually think. And she thinks she's popular. Yes. So did Cuomo. Yes.
I would like to say a few thank yous.
Now, this is a separate piece. That was the first one. Now here comes the second one. Now this guy, he has to go, hey, the queen's in the crowd. I got to go kiss the queen's ass. Okay. Ah, kiss away, my friend.
Governor of State New York, Kathy Hochul.
Booed louder the second time again. Booed louder the second time again. Huh. And he has to stop. He can't talk because the booing is so loud. He has to keep his out. He's like, damn, okay. When you guys done your booing, still booing. Yes.
As we prepare to tee it up on Friday, I want to.
Okay, this is the third person who goes, all right, I need to kiss her ass. Now, if you're Kathy Hochul's team, she's got people there. When I travel, I got people. I know she got tons of people. I have an idea. Send your people up there and go, stop talking about us. They hate me here. Shut up. No, just keep going.
Thank the people who made this journey possible. To Governor Hochul, to the teams of New York.
I think that shit was on purpose. I have no evidence of that. I'll be very clear. I have no evidence of that. But man, like you didn't know after the second booing that the third booing wasn't going to happen. You didn't say, yeah, maybe I shouldn't thank her. Maybe I should keep my mouth shut. No, you knew. Like the after the first one, you figured it out. After the second one, you knew. Like it's the third time they're booing her, right? And now they're loving the boo. They're like, oh yeah, why don't you thank her again? Boo! They're loving life right now. Yeah, absolutely. Andrea says, is it bad that all that booing made me happy? I'm still giddy. So if it's bad, then you and I together, Andrea, we're both bad because I'm still giddy from it. When I saw it, I couldn't help but feel good about myself. Like, I do love that. I love the fact that they're booing her. I do. It's the best part is she got booed downstate and Stefanik got booed upstate. Stefanik got booed in North Country and she got booed downstate on Long Island. How broken is New York State? When the number one Republican candidate upstate gets booed upstate and the number one Democratic candidate, the current governor, gets booed downstate. Yeah. That's how that works now in New York. We hate everybody, except maybe one guy. Anyway, here we go.
The teams at the New York State Park.
That's
that
terrible.
Wasn't just once. That was 3 times that the crowd booed her. David, got to get your reaction. That's just, I feel bad for laughing. It's secondhand embarrassing.
I don't feel bad for laughing. I'm with you, Andrea. I don't feel bad for that. I love that. Yes. I love that. But I got to tell you, that's got to be, on purpose. See, Mike's with me. Mike's with me on this one. He's with me. He says, Ryder Cup knew after the first mention, this would embarrass Hochul. So make sure that's to change the prompter. Yep. And the Hochul team failed to get a change. Yeah, see, Mike's with me. Mike's with me on this one. Okay, I get that maybe the Ryder Cup people want to hammer Hochul. I'd want to hammer her too. I get it. But you're right, Mike. The team should have stepped up. The team should have stepped up and be like, dude, stop that. No, end it. You want to come back here? You want to come back here? No, I don't want to. No more Hochul. She don't exist. She left the building. Be quiet. That's what they should have done. But you're right. They screwed it up completely. That's embarrassing. So you might say, okay, well, she's in trouble. Larry, she's in trouble. And what that means is she got to do something because she's in trouble. Well, you're right. So what do you think someone like her would do if she was in trouble? Right? I'm in trouble. I'm getting booed. I got this Mamdani guy who's bugging me. I got people primarying me. Now what I'm going to do? She's not really that scared of Stefanik, but she's scared of like other things fall, not getting her projects done. What's she going to do? Well, what would any of them do? Well, now we come to the main stage. And the main stage is her new plan. This is going to solve all the problems. And this is breaking news from CBS. Breaking news. Going to solve all the problems. Mike, see, you don't get it. You think that she can't get the job done. Nuh-uh. Kathy Hochul, she got the plan. Gonna solve it all. Here we go. All right. Sit down, Mike. Are you giving her? Don't go away. Sit down. She's gonna give you the plan. You're gonna fix it all. Gonna fix all of it right here.
And I'm so proud to be here at this wonderful place to talk about what this means to real families. The fact that we've worked so hard.
They worked. Don't I tell you every single time? What does she do? 3 things every time. She's proud, works hard every time. She's a broken record. Always says that. Works hard, so proud. And what's the last one? Validate government. Every single time. Works hard, so proud, validate government every single time. What does that say underneath there? It says New York starts mailing inflation refund checks. Mike, problem solved. She's going to send us a check. Done. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Well, let's see. I am screwing up this state so badly. I don't have any plans whatsoever. The people are booing me. My own party is going against me, and I got to fight this Mamdani guy, and the guy who runs my party is against me because I shouldn't support this Mamdani guy. What should I do? I'll write him checks. And someone probably said, hey, you could try to fix the state. No, fix the state. What are you stupid? You're fired. Get out. Get out. Fix the state. Get out of my office. I'll give you a better idea. We could just write him checks. You're hired. You're promoted. You're a new chief of staff. That's a great idea. Write him checks. I love it. Like how much? I don't know, like $400? Like that? How like $400? That's not bad. People like $400. They do. How about 500? Nah, 500 sounds like too round numbering, like we made it up. But we are making it up. I know we're making it up, but it can't look like we're making it up, right? Oh, right. You're smart. See? That's why she's the governor. She knows. $400. Now it's not made up. It's totally made up, but now it's not.
I want to thank Ashley and DeQuetta for joining us.
Ashley and DeQuetta, got to help them out.
Remarks shortly. We also have some elected officials, our county executive, Dan.
Again, elected officials, because you always have to support government, because government is the only way to fix anything. You might have thought to yourself, wait a minute. Is there a way that my community can fix anything? No, government can. Well, is there a way that maybe private sector can fix something? No, government can. Could there maybe be a way that we can maybe build more here or have more opportunities to grow businesses or more jobs? No, will you shut up? We're going to write you a check. Problem solved. Mike's going to vote Democrat now because he's going to get him checked. He's going to vote Democrat now. He just threw up in his mouth. He just yelling at me. He probably just threw something at his screen when I said that. Don't break your computer, Mike. Don't do it because I'm triggering you. Don't break the computer.
Is here. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yeah,
Mayor Kathy
some guys here.
Thank you, Mayor.
The mayor's here.
Our partners in the state legislature, Assembly Member John McDonald, and I'm going to say this. Don't get confused. There's another John McDonald in the audience.
Oh, okay. I was confused.
The original John McDonald.
There's just one.
Who today celebrates his 95th birthday, has joined us. Mr. McDonald, please stand up.
That is sweet. Okay, that's a good one.
Father of our health commissioner, father of our assembly member.
There we go. That's nice. A 95-year-old dude shows up. Okay, I'll give you that. That's kind of cool.
He said, I heard you're handing out money for my birthday. I said, yes, I'm coming over.
I'm handing out money. At least she admits it. She's joking. She's not joking. I'm handing out money. Look, I'm getting booed. What you want me to do? They booing me downstate. I'm a Democrat. They booing me downstate. I got this Mamdani guy on my ass to ask me hard questions. What am I going to do? Fix the state? No. Writing some checks.
It's all about you, Mr. McDonald. 37-year employee at the state DOT, so extraordinary service as well.
37 years with DOT.
Members of my team are here
for
from
4 decades.
Taxation and Finance and other members of my administration, as well as our community partners and friends in labor. So what are we doing about
friends in labor?
I have said a long time. I know what it's like.
Imagine being.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I popped it again, didn't I? All right. Let me. I put the wrong one. I always forget this. This is my fault, guys. I apologize. I forget. I put the wrong account. I have like 5 different YouTube accounts. I have the wrong one up. Not all of them are the appropriate ones. So let me grab that one if I can. All right. Now we're ready to go. I'm going to grab this one coming up here. I do apologize for that. All right. That one is, I now have the right YouTube channel, YouTube account. Sorry, right YouTube account that will not have any more ads. You have enough ads. You don't require any more from me. That's for sure. You don't require any more. You get enough from YouTube.
Friends in labor. So what are we doing about?
What are we doing?
I have said for a long time,
Okay.
I know what it's like, how families struggle.
Now, she just admits what a shitty governor she is. She admits it. I've heard for a long time how New York families are struggling. I want you to understand something about Kathy Hochul. She has been at local government in Hamburg, right? She's from the Buffalo area. I think she lives in Hamburg now, or used to it. So she was in the local government in Hamburg. She was a congressperson from Western New York, federal government. She was lieutenant governor before she was governor at state level, and now governor. So she has worked over the past 20 or 30 years in local government, in federal government, and state government. And the state has sucked her entire time she's been there, and she's done nothing. She has overseen the garbage that New York State has become. And she's great. She always talks about it. It's a similar thing that Cuomo used to do. We're talking about how bad New York State is, just how bad it is. We got to fix it, how bad it is. If only there was someone in charge. Oh, wait, you're the one in charge. So she's been in charge in some way, shape, or form, literally for like 20, 30 years. And she's like, yeah, I know for so long. This state sucked for years. If only we had somebody in charge, like a governor or something, who could fix
You
it.
just get this sense you're not getting ahead.
Yep, true.
What are you doing wrong?
Voting for you would be the answer. Voting for you. That would be, I hope I answered your question.
You got the job you thought would make a difference, or the degree?
I told you that job is shit. I've been telling you your job was shit since 2018. I've been telling you stop going to college. I've been telling you going into trades. I've been saying you start a business since 2018. I've been saying this for about 7 years now.
Degree you thought would make a difference.
Nope,
You work
does not.
hard. And the bills keep piling up.
They do.
And you just
You're
look
right.
at them and say, when will it ever stop?
When will it stop? I know. If only there was someone who could help us. Like, if there was an executive at the top of the state, maybe like, I don't know, like a governor. If there was someone like that who could help to maybe guide a group of people that will write laws, like an assembly. If we had that maybe that governor could do that and then check, oh, wait, we've had that. And you're on top of it for years.
And why are the numbers getting higher and higher? It's
Why
your
are
utility
they?
bills, your grocery
Utility bills run by the state. I wonder why.
bills, the mortgage or the rent bills.
The rent bills which you control. Damn. If only there was someone who like dealt with the healthcare issues and the rent and the property taxes. Oh, wait, that's you.
It just seems incessant. And now insurance.
Yes.
Insurance.
Insurance run by the New York State Insurance Board.
You've
Yes.
seen insurance premiums lately.
Yeah. Have you guys seen? Who the hell's in charge of that? I know who's in charge of that. These guys are screwing up bad up here. Have you seen these guys? It's terrible. Whoever's running the state's a disaster. Oh,
And it seems incessant.
it is.
And New York
She's right.
families are just getting so beaten down sometimes.
Yeah.
And I
True.
reflect back on my early days.
She reflects back on her early days. See, Phil, listen. I know you're saying, wait a minute, isn't she in charge of all this shit that sucks? Yes, true. But she's going to reflect back what she's going to do, Phil. And when she does that, she will show that she has empathy and that she cares. And when she cares, you will magically be able to pay your mortgage. I think that's how that works. And then you go to the bank when you can't pay your rent or your mortgage, you go, Kathy Hochul has empathy. There's your check. I
days,
guess. I don't know.
very early.
Okay, Verily. Okay,
Little
what
girl
happened?
growing up near Lake Erie, near the Bethlehem Steel Plant.
Okay.
Parents lived in a trailer park.
She loves to try to outpour everybody, right? By the way, her and her husband, both multimillionaires. Let me say it again. Her and her husband, both multimillionaires. And now she's going to sit here and outpour you. See? everything's so terrible. But hey, you know what? 50 years ago, I was poor. So good luck. I wish I was joking. That's what she's saying. 50 years ago, I was poor. Good luck. Sorry, suckers. Guess what? So was I. I grew up literally in the South Bronx. Yeah. So now I should have no plans to help anybody. Why? Because I can outpour you. I can outpour her. If we're gonna have a pour contest, I can outpour her. At minimum, she had two parents. I was adopted and only had one parent, and I had a dead dad and an addict as a mom. I think I outpour her. I do. I can see if it's a pour contest, I got to beat. And she's richer than I am now. So I was poorer than her then, and I'm poorer than her now. Your Majesty, I got you beat. You don't want to play that game with me. You're going to lose.
Eventually, they're able to do a little better. Got a little apartment where I lived, and next house, a lot of little kids kept showing up.
The guys in the back are like, why are you telling a story? Okay, you told me I had to hold this sign and act like I gave a shit. I can't do the gave a shit part. I can do the sign, but I can't like give a shit. I can't.
And I've told you, my mom had to make that meal budget stretch.
She's told that story 45,000 times. No one ever likes it. No one ever laughs. They're not going to do it now. They never laugh. Look, I tell the same stories too, but I tell them to different audiences. And I have this thing. You might not know what that is. She doesn't know what that is. That you might have heard before. It's called charisma. If you have some of that, you don't even need lots, like a little bit of it, you use that in your story. And when you do that, you add one more thing. This is a hard one. Timing. See, you add charisma, a little bit, not a lot. And timing, not great, around. And people will often giggle or smile when you tell a story because you have a little bit of charisma and a little bit of timing. She has neither of those things. Look at the guys in the back. They're like, what? Somebody shoot me. Somebody take me out of my misery. The guy to the right's like, will the sun just explode, please? Can the sun just explode right now? Can the sun just explode? Please. Sun explode. That's what he wants right now.
Family of 8. You know what spreads a lot? Pancakes. We had pancakes for dinner a lot. I still like pancakes for dinner, by the way. But then my mom would make the tuna noodle casserole, stretch that out, lots of noodles.
You're stretching the noodles out. Okay, the guy behind her is like, please end this. Can I please put this down? I really want to, when I took this job, I really wanted the $40. I don't know if I want the $40 that bad. Can I just take 20 and leave?
Spam sandwiches. And every time I say this, people say, well, what's wrong with spam?
Okay, no one says that anymore. You've said the spam joke for 5 years. No one says that. You made it up.
Nothing personal. But when you open up the can, that jelly looks a little weird to me. Am I right about that? Okay.
Yeah. You getting the check. You better. I'm paying you. Laugh. And she's like, yes, Your Majesty. That's so funny. You're the funniest. That's what just happened. I wish I was joking. That's what just happened. John became a member. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Guys, for those of you who want to become a member, please do so. But there's something that I just found out about, and my team got mad at me about it. And they're kind of right. So YouTube decided, I didn't decide this. So I've got to go in and see what I can do about this. YouTube decided that my memberships are now $6.99. I didn't decide that. YouTube said, we're throwing on $2. And I went, I did not say that. And they went, yeah, we know. So I said, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna change it to the $4.99. And I went back and it was already $4.99. And I said, what's $4.99? And they went, yeah. But it's $6.99. I don't know why. So please, $6.99. It was 1 cup of coffee. Now it's 2. I'm funnier. Please become a member if you would. I appreciate it. $6.99 is what YouTube has said it must be now. I don't know why. YouTube decides things without me. It decides whether you're a member or not. It decides whether you subscribe or not. So please become a member if you want to. Please help me out what you can. If you don't want to do that, then you can always, of course, super chat me. And you would say, Larry, I love you. I don't have $6.99 per month. Okay. Do you have a finger that can click a button? You got one of them. You don't have to have 10. You have to have one. In fact, there'll be a finger. I'm not watching. It can be whatever digit you want to use. I'm not judging, but as long as that appendage can click a button known as Lima India Kilo Echo, please click that Lima India Kilo Echo button right now so that people can see it, they can enjoy it, and when people can watch this, please do that. Also, repost this someplace, put this in X, put this on Facebook, pop this up someplace else so you can see it, a Facebook group, so that people can enjoy what you and I enjoy together as we watch Her Majesty speak and help us out so much. I appreciate that. Please, guys, grab it if you can. Every little bit does count. I appreciate it. So, alrighty, let me grab a little bit more of this.
Mom would fry that up, slap it on a piece of day-old toast, and call it dinner. And she did the best she could. And our clothes came from used clothing stores a lot of the time.
She was so poor. Oh, my God. Used clothing stores and stuff. So, okay, you might be wondering, why is she saying this? Because she's giving you empathy. And when you have empathy and you got to pay your car insurance, what you do is you go down to the car insurance company. You got to go in person. You say, hey, Kathy Hochul just gave me some empathy. I'm going to give you some of that for my insurance payment. And they go, oh, Kathy Hochul's empathy. Great. Your car payment is good for this month. No, that doesn't happen at all. They don't give a crap about her empathy at all. This is just literally a colossal waste of time, money, and energy. That's what this is. Nathan, thank you for coming in, my friend. I appreciate it, Nathan. Always good to see you, brother. Thank you.
If we didn't have to put it on layaway, we were never those kids that could walk up to the check.
I want to be clear about this. She has spent the last 2 minutes talking about how poor she used to be. Let me repeat this. She used to be. Used to be. Now, both her and her husband separately are both multimillionaires.
Check out Connor with all the things they were going to buy because we had to put it on layaway. We'd come back months later.
Or you poors. She understands you poors.
Because of that,
Tell me.
And also the fact that we were able to escape those circumstances.
Okay.
I'm keenly sensitive and empathetic.
She's sensitive and empathetic, Mike. How can you not like this woman? You always complaining, but she's literally sensitive and empathetic. How would I know that? She just said it. We don't got ears. She just said it. She is both sensitive and empathetic. That's going to help me pay my bills now. I feel good. I feel good. Go on. Tell me what else you're going to do.
To what families are going through.
See, she gets it.
Because sometimes it just seems like
she knows because 50 years ago, she ate some spam. 50 years ago, she ate some spam. So basically, she's the same as a person on a street, basically, because 50 years ago, she had some spam. Sure.
Everything's stacked against you.
See, it is stacked against you. It's true. If only there was someone who was running this state who wouldn't stack the shit against us. Oh, wait, that's you, isn't it?
But I want to make people feel different in New York.
See, she wants people to feel different. You're not going to pay your bills. That's not going to happen. So you're not going to be any different. And you're not going to pay your bills. So please stop that. You're not going to get an education. That's not going to happen. And there's not going to be much opportunity. No, there's no good jobs. So none of that's going to happen. But she's going to make you feel good. For at least short term. So something. Mamdani's giving you free buses. I think I'd go with Mamdani on this one.
People to have that sense of hope and optimism.
See?
That despite all the incoming, that just swirling around all the political news, your heads are like, what is happening now?
What is happening now? It's funny. It's the best part about this is the absolute and utter cognitive dissonance. Like this, all these political guys, they're all assholes. It's you. No, the political people. You. Yeah, like people running the state. You. No, the people running the state. You. Look in the mirror. It's you.
And the fact that Republicans in Washington are not doing what we were told would happen on day one. Remember this quote?
Oh,
day one.
See? Always has to happen. I got to say, it took her 4 minutes. It took her 4 minutes. So I guess that's something. Mike, you should be proud of her. Mike, you should be proud of our monarch, proud of our queen. it took her 4 minutes to go to Orange Man Bad. That's probably a record. I mean, it's probably a record. I'm not sure on that. We should check the records to see, but I think that's a record. 4 minutes before she went to Orange Man Bad. I mean, it's not bad, right?
Prices are going down. Day one, your utility bills are going down. I think, Jay, on January 20th or so was day one, 21st, and doesn't feel like day one.
So all of the problems, what she just said, and I'm going to be clear, I don't want you to think that I'm making this up. See the smile on her face. She just told you how everything is bad in New York State and then took literally no responsibility for it. And then literally said, what's happening right now is Orange Man Bad. There we go. See, all the problems that happened is because Trump. Okay, but New York State's been broken for like decades. I know, but Trump. Okay, but he wasn't even president for 4 of those years, at least. I mean, but Trump. So she, of course, is going to give you some empathy, Mike, so some warm, fuzzy feeling. And then Trump did everything. She has no power. What power does a lowly, measly governor have when the Orange Man is in the White House and he has all of the power and does all of the things? Yes, she literally went to Orange Man Bad. Of course she did. Some of you say to me, Larry, why do you always do Orange Man Bad? They don't care about that. It still works every single time. It still works. I know some people remember when Trump was in bad health. Oh, sorry. They thought Trump was in bad health and might have moved to the other side. Remember that? That was about a month ago. They're like, oh my God, he didn't show up in the press for like 2 days or whatever. He's gone. It's over. There were so many Democrats like, no, we need, if he goes away, we'll have to make policies and stuff. We don't want to do that. We'll have to actually fix things. We don't want to fix things. We just want to yell Orange Man Bad and collect money, which is what she's doing.
And so what are we going to do about it here in New York? We can complain about Washington. Believe me, I will.
Oh, you do. That's true. You will. Yeah.
Because what they're doing is unconscionable.
See? It's unconscionable what they're doing.
Making 2 million New Yorkers live in fear that they're going to lose their health care.
This is the problem. She's not necessarily wrong. She's right in what she's saying. There are 2 million New Yorkers who are living in fear and are worried to lose health. That's an accurate statement. What she's not saying is, why? Like, why? I thought we had 1, magic Obamacare, and 2, how come New York State can't afford to deal with its own people? Why is New York State, and many others, I'm only using New York State because it's her, but there are many states who are this way, who can't survive without federal funds? And they're probably, yeah, you people, what's wrong with you? We need our federal funds. Why? It's our money going there and our money coming back. We could just keep it. We could just keep it. Money printer go brr.
They won't be able to pay to go to a doctor.
They can't go to a
Preventative
doctor.
care for their little babies.
They can't because the babies are going to die now because Trump's killing the babies now. Done. Done. Yes, done. Kim knows what's up. Kim says she's going to complain about Donald Trump and Larry's going to complain about her. True and true. Totally accurate. You've watched this show before. Yes, but it's still a good show. You got to get her out of the office, Larry. That's your job. I demand it. I'm doing what I can, Kim. I am. Absolutely, I'm doing what I can.
And speaking of babies, all this talk about vaccines and you can't get a COVID shot.
See that?
It gets to be too much.
She's still on that. I want to be very clear. When it comes to the lockdowns and the jab, they have learned nothing. Some of them have asked for grace. They deserve none. None. She deserves no grace for the damage that she did to the state, to our youth. She deserves no grace for the damage she did to families and the businesses. She deserves no grace for the destruction of the Constitution that she did. None. No grace whatsoever. She is responsible for the pain and suffering that we have across this state, the business that will never come back, the families that will never be that will never recover, the youth that was destroyed, the romances broken, the businesses that were gone. She is responsible for all of that. One step, again, to be very clear, it's not you can't get the jab if you want it. You can. The only difference is if you want, it's no longer required if you are a healthy child. That's it. It is not required if you are a healthy child. That sounds crazy, right? No, that's smart. If you are a healthy child, why should it be required? But I want it. Go to the doctor and say, hey, doc, I want the jab. And the doctor will go, great. Yeah, I get paid. Get the jab. Of course. No, doctor's like, no, you can't have it. Yeah, get 7. Get the boosters while you're at it. They're going to say that. So if you want the jab, go get it. Again, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad if you're going to be self-righteous like her and say, and she did say this, that she talks to God. She said that. And that God told her that we should all get the jab. I wish I was making that up. I wish I pulled that out of thin air. I did not. That's real. She said that. I wish she wouldn't do that. If she wants the jab, awesome. Go get it. Get 9 boosters. I don't care. Enjoy. Why would you force people? No grace. None. No grace. You didn't know enough. You had no right. No right.
So Washington's doing their thing. We're fighting back. But what can we do here in the great state of New York? Just
okay. What can we do? We're talking. Okay. See, you guys, Nathan, you don't get it. She now is saying she's going to give us the plan. Now we're getting the plan. What can we do here? Get the plan. Come on. Come on, Queen. Tell us what's up. What's the plan? What can we do?
To lift the burden a little bit.
Lift that burden.
And I work with our legislators. And we talked about this in my State of the State address last January. And I said, your family is my fight. And I'm going to do everything I can to put more money back in your pockets.
She's going to do everything she can except lower taxes. But she's going to do everything she can except get rid of school tax. Everything she can except get rid of regulations that destroy businesses. Everything that she could possibly do. Everything except change how schooling's done. Everything that she can possibly do except support industries in New York State that will actually give us jobs. Everything except lower sales tax, but every single thing except lower business tax, but everything except lower income tax, but everything that she could possibly do, she's doing it. Everything except get big business to pay, but everything, not a thing that she's not doing except supporting nonprofits, local communities, but everything. What's wrong with you? Everything. What everything means is, I'm going to write you a check. That's everything. It's right there. Inflation, you see it. Inflation refund checks based on 2023 filings. 8 million New Yorkers get between $150 and $400, and it's mailed automatically. And coming up here in September, look at that. Look at that. You get it next month. All our problems are saved. Mike, saved, done. New York is saved. I don't even got to run. I don't have to run. This is saved. It's all good. Nice. All right. Maybe I won't even bother running. Why not?
We rolled it out. We rolled it out.
Yeah. We wrote you all a check for $150.
And we talked about something.
And they spent all that time talking about, should it be 150 or 400? And guys were like, does it matter? No, it don't matter. Make the number up. What will the chumps, what will make the chumps happy? And they were like, I don't know, like 150. Yeah. You go to 500 is too much. 400. Look, they won't know why. They don't know why. We'll throw them like come on $1 and they'll just shut up and we'll act like we're heroes. And they went, yeah, that makes sense. And again, I wish I was joking. That's what actually happened.
Also know personally and seeing my children struggle with their little children.
Her children are struggling with their little children. What an utter lie. What an utter lie. Her children aren't struggling. And let's say I'm wrong and they are struggling. What a terrible mom you are. What a horrible grandma you are. If you're a grandma and your daughter is struggling to feed her daughter, your grandchild, and you're a multimillionaire, you're a really shitty grandma. Now, you may not want to give money to your daughter, maybe that she's mean or bad. Okay, I get that. Yeah, buy her some baby food. Feed the baby, sure, grandkid. If you don't like your daughter for whatever reason, I mean, I hope you like your daughter, but say you don't. Maybe her and daughter don't get along. Maybe they mad at each other. Okay, fine. So you can't buy some diapers. You can't buy some baby food for your granddaughter. You're a multimillionaire. You could throw a couple bucks over at Babies R Us and get her some diapers and some baby food, can't you? Maybe a little onesie or something. You can't do that? You could.
To childcare. Who would have thought that that'd be one of the biggest expenses?
Who would have thought? She just said. Who would have thought that childcare was one of the biggest expenses? Yeah, you just been governor of New York for 5 years. I mean, who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? Who would have thought that childcare? She just said that. She just said that. Who knew that was a big deal? That was nothing.
And people are saying, well, I can pay for childcare now, but I won't be able to pay for college later then.
No, don't give me the right. Cuomo has already made college free. We know this. Cuomo already made college free.
I mean, you're going to invest in your child when they're young or older. I mean, this is what families are struggling with.
See, you didn't know that, you struggling poors. Let me tell you how you're feeling.
So childcare costs, we realized when I first became governor that there was a tax credit, but only for children.
Okay. Now she goes, we realized when I first became governor, that was 4 years ago. And now she's like, who knew? You just told me you knew. So again, you're talking trash. You make shit up as you speak. Whenever you riff, you make a fool of yourself, and you just kept doing it.
Children 4 years old and up.
Yeah.
Now, anybody think that they're really inexpensive from birth to age 4? I mean, you're buying that formula, the diapers. My daughter is visiting. I just saw her. I was working all week, and I just had a chance to see her. 2-month-old baby. Mom, I'm out of diapers already. I got to go buy some diapers.
That's not struggling. That's called going shopping. Remember, she said, my daughter's struggling. You just going shopping. In her eyes, because remember, her daughters were raised when she was a multimillionaire. So for her daughter, having to go shopping and not having a servant do it, that's struggling. Oh, Shelly, I can't go to the store on my own. My servant can't go to my personal shopper can't go to go get diapers. I'm struggling. I have to actually go to the store myself. I have to be around the poors. I don't want to be around the poors, the unwashed. I don't be around them. That's why I send Raphael. He goes and does that. Now I have to. Oh, I struggle. I am struggling so much. Oh, I know you feel so terrible. Maybe Raphael will be around and you won't have to go shopping. That's literally what she's saying.
The expenses are high. We decided that we could help families.
Okay.
By giving them this year $1,000 back in their pockets for children under the age of 4, $500 for older children.
So if you have a kid under 4, you get $1,000 back. I like the idea of getting $1,000. I do. I like the concept. That's nice. And if you get that check, please take that. Actually, it's like a credit, so it isn't. But if you get a check for $1,000 from Her Majesty, please take that money and spend it. That'd be amazing. Please do so. I hope you will. But you could just lower taxes. You could.
Up.
They're clapping.
Something else we realized.
Yeah.
We were spending.
Thank you for giving us some of our money back. Thank you. They're literally clapping. Thank you for giving us some of the money back you steal from us. You're a good thief. You give someone the money back for the kids, so that's something.
Spending a lot of money on their kids' nutrition, breakfast.
They figured that out. You see, she says, and then we figured this out. So they were sitting around going, hey, you know these people who got kids? They're like, yeah. You know child care is expensive? It is. Hey, Louis, check out. Do some homework. Check Google. Do ChatGPT and see if child care is expensive. Is it? ChatGPT says, yeah. You're right. It's expensive. We should help them out with something. What should we do? Gotta give them some money. What should we give them? How about if it's under 4 $1,000. Why for? Because for. Good. Hey, ChatGPT, can we give him $1,000? Or we can do what we want? We're the assembly? We just go into debt? We just go into debt? Yeah. Let's do it. That's what happened. That's what happened.
And lunch. And some kids were not getting proper nutrition.
They just figured that out. See? No one knew that. No one knew that kids needed food. Who knew? Who knew? Stop acting like you knew, Shelly. You didn't know. You didn't know. So Shelly's like, I knew. No, you didn't. Nobody knew. Nobody knew kids needed food and nutrition. Nobody did until she came in and said, hey, I heard that there's these kids in New York who need food and nutrition. They went, wait a minute. And they said, ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT said, yeah, it's true. And boom, they might have called Shelly. They might have called Shelly because they know Shelly's smart. They might say, hey, Shelly, is this true? Shelly would be like, yeah, it's true. They need nutrition and food. It's true. And boom, done and done. Done and done. She is our savior. I feel so good.
And there was a stigma associated with the whole idea that, well, I'm going to go over in this line at the school for my lunch, and everybody's going to know that I'm one of those kids that need something.
So there's a stigma for the kids who go get the free lunch. Okay. They just figured that out. She just said so. I'm not joking. She just said that. They just figured out there's a stigma for being a poor kid. I think I remember having that stigma like years ago, like a long time ago. I think the stigma for being a poor kid has been around for, I don't know, thousands of years is what I'm thinking. I could be wrong. Maybe it's me, but it's fine. You know what? I'm probably wrong. She just figured it out. She doesn't even understand how stupid she sounds. She doesn't care because she's going to act like she's smart. They're all going to clap like trained says, yeah, thank you for the money. They're all going to do that. They're going to clap and act like this because they're all getting paid. Everybody there in that audience is getting a check from the government. I'm not joking. Everyone except for maybe some of the press, which is getting a check because of the government, not from the government. But yes, so they're all getting checks. So yes, I want to pay my rent. Yeah, I want to buy my food. You're amazing. That's what that is. A bunch of trained SEALs. Nicholas has become a member. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Membership does count. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate the help tremendously. Every bit does count. I love it. Thank you so much. All righty. Let me grab a couple more of these.
Subsidized food because my parents don't have enough money.
See that?
That's a stigma that can live with you forever.
Forever.
Why do I know this? I heard this from an.
I love this. How do I know this? Because I heard it from somebody. She literally said that. You might as well go, people are saying, literally no difference. How do I know it? Because some guy said. Some dude told me. How do I know it's true? Internet. So on TikTok. Got to be true. Yeah. She says.
Elected member of the state legislature on Long Island.
Oh, he was an elected member of the state legislature. Therefore, basically a god. I mean, basically a god. So whatever they say, we know they would never lie. So that's true, I guess.
Who came up to me and told me when we announced this, a Republican.
Yeah. Okay. Republican.
I would.
That's even worse. Republican.
Was that kid who skipped meals every day because I couldn't afford it and I didn't want him.
So this is her story. A Republican on Long Island came up to her and said, I was that kid who was what an utter lie. That shit never happened. She is utterly lying. There's no way some Republican elected congressman came up to her and said, Governor, thank you so much. I was that kid. No way. Never happened. Cuomo used to do the same shit. He would make these things up. Cuomo would say things like, I was walking around and my friend told me. First of all, he doesn't walk around. Two, he has no friends. So that was a lie off the bat. She's going to go, some Republican say, I was that kid. Oh, stop lying. That never happened. She just made that up. She made that up. You guys see me across the state. When people tell me stories, I say them out loud, and the person comes and goes, yeah, that was me. No one's going to go, that was me. There's no Republican congressman going, yeah, it's true. It was me. I went over and I kissed Kathy Hochul's ass. I did. That's not going to happen.
But know that I had to get extra help because that never left me. So I said,
what'd you say?
We can pick up the cost of school breakfasts and lunches for every family. First of all, it makes sure those kids are well fed.
See, and she said she saw, see, what happened was Some Republican said that to her and was crying, and his tears were crying, and he went on his knees, and he took his he grabbed her skirt and dabbed his tears, and that's what happened, right? And then she touched him on the head and then healed his pain. That's what happened. And then after he was healed, and he then saw the light of God, because she can talk to God. After that happened, then she said, you know what? I just figured this out. We should pay for school lunches and school breakfast. That's never been talked about ever in the history of ever. Oh, wait, we've been doing it for years. Literally when I was a kid. This is a brand new idea. Literally when I was a kid.
You're not sitting there with their stomachs growling.
Stomachs growling.
And secondly, it puts money back in their pockets, about $1,500, $1,600 per child.
Okay. If you're putting $1,500, $1,600 back in the pockets of these parents, that's $3,000 per parent. I mean, for the family. And you're paying for all their breakfast and food and their lunches, and they're nutritious. And not nutritious. They're not nutritious. They're not that. They're kind of food. So you're going to kind of give them food-like substances for breakfast and lunch. I'm sure you'll do that. It'll be kind of food. You'll do that. But that's all you do. It's not nutritious. That's not what government does, right? Government was the ones who told you that if you have a problem, eat more bread. The food pyramid said, eat lots of bread and stay away from that evil protein. Literally true. What they told you to do, don't eat any fats and eat lots of bread. You need tons of bread, whole grains, because that's good for whatever reason we made up. That's why it's good. And she's going to say, government's going to do good on that? Okay.
Per year. I had a dad come up to me on the street the other day.
Dad on the street. Now she got dads coming to her on the street because she walks the streets. That's what she does. She just said that because I walk the street. She does that. And she got dads coming up on her. Okay. What did dad do?
Of Manhattan. I walk the streets of Albany. People come up to me. Gentlemen.
Okay. We just saw her downstate being booed multiple times. And now she's saying Republicans come by and she lays hands on them and she heals them of cancer. She just said that shit. Now what does the other guy do?
In Manhattan comes and goes, I want to thank you for what you did with the school lunch program. And I'm looking.
Yeah, that happened. I'm 100% sure that some dad was walking on the streets of Manhattan, where she walks in Manhattan. She walks on Park Avenue. She doesn't walk in the poor areas. She doesn't. She walks on Park Avenue where the bankers are. There's not one banker, not one, in all of Park Avenue that gives a shit about the school lunch program. Not one. Literally not one. There is not one banker on Park Avenue that gives a shit about the school lunch program at all. Not one. I know lots of them. They don't give a shit about the school lunch program at all. They might if they want a virtue signal to their other friends that they care about the poors. They might say, see, I gave money for the school lunch so that the poor kids, they can have some food. See, because I'm a good person. Even though I make $3 million a year, I'm a good person. So I let the poors have some food. For that reason, they might care. But otherwise, unless they're showing up to their friends, they don't give a shit about that. First off, the kids probably aren't even be educated in Manhattan. They probably live in Long Island or live in the Westchester. But if they live in North Jersey, but if they actually do live, maybe they live in Manhattan. Some do. They do walk to work. They walk to work. They're paying anywhere from $6,000 to $9,000 a month in rent. I'm not joking. That guy doesn't care about school lunch program. He don't care about that. His kid's either in a great school district that takes care of him, and often his nanny is probably the one who's making the food for him. So his kid has food, if he has food, right? So that's fine. Or he's going to private school. So school lunch doesn't affect them. So she made this up also. This is just totally fabricated. Never happened. Made up completely. She just made a story up.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah, she went, okay. That's what she did. So some random dude was up to her, and her thugs didn't stop him. And the guy said, I want to thank you for the school lunch program. She was like, okay. That's what she just said happened. Do you believe any of this shit? None of this happened. None of this happened. Utterly made up.
Says, and the breakfast. I said, why is that so important? He goes, because I save an hour a day. I used to have to get up early, make breakfast for the kids, wait for them to eat it, then pack up the lunches. And
So I used to have to spend time with my family in the morning. Thanks to you, I've ended that shit. That's what you just said. I used to have to spend time with my kids in the morning, eat with them and chat with them and enjoy their company. I don't do that shit. So thanks to you, I can work more. Oh my God, I'm so happy. That's what the guy said. So some guy in Manhattan, she said Manhattan. So some guy in Manhattan came up to her, thugs didn't get mad, and said, I want to thank you by the school lunch program. And she went, whatever, bye. She did that. She said that. I'm not making this up. You just saw her say this stupid shit, right? And then he says, well, because now I don't have to spend time with my family anymore. Life is good. Whew, I hate those people. My family sucks. So now I don't got to cook for them. I don't got to sit with them. I don't got to eat. None of that shit. All I got to do is just walk away because, boy, they suck. That's what he just said. By the way, I make both of my daughters lunch, almost every morning. And I'm not complaining about it. I'm happy to spend time with them. I'm happy to. Yes, absolutely. Liberty says, as much as I hate listening to this woman, I love watching Larry make fun of her. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. Robert, you get this. Robert's right on the money. He says, Hochul's trying too hard to oversee her case. Just talk about the policies and your vision for the future. Okay, you're right. She won't do that for two reasons. One, she has no policy or vision for the future. Tough to talk about stuff that doesn't exist, right? So she makes up stories instead. And her case is this. Hey, Robert, here's a check. Please stop complaining and vote for me. That's her case. So if you don't overstate it, that's the case. Hey, Robert, here's a couple $100. Can you stop complaining and vote for me? That's the case. I wish there was more, but you are right. You are correct. Yes, 100%. So K. John says, Dad wrapped on a helicopter window. Yeah, exactly. Terrible. Oh my God, horrible.
I had to go grocery shopping to get, because you saved me an hour a day.
I gotta go grocery shopping now. See, I told you. She sees shopping as struggling. She sees shopping like what most human beings do. Like, I would like some food, so I go shop for it. That's a common thing. Now, some people get delivered, particularly if you're older or you're very busy, you might get delivered. I get delivered sometimes too. I go out shopping too. I send my daughters out to shopping. I go shopping. Yeah, we do. I don't think that's struggling. That's like what most people do. I would like some food. I go to the store and I go shopping for the food. She's like, struggling. What? Raphael did not go get my food. I mean, come on. I get it. Tough.
Hey, so not just saving money, but saving parents' times. Harried parents first.
Just go to work. Stop hanging out with your kids. Why are you? Okay, I'm getting tired of you people wanting to spend time with your family. Okay, stop that shit and go to work. Okay? That's what you just said. Saving you time. Why would you? Don't spend time talking to your family. Those people are animals. Don't do that. Go to work with the good people. Poors, go to work.
See a lot of nodding heads out there. You're really happy you don't have to make breakfast or lunch anymore? Okay, we have some happy campers in this audience.
What horrible human beings are in this audience? We don't want to make our kids food. What's wrong with you? Jesus Christ. I don't want to make these people food. I got to live with them. I got to make them food now too.
So
I'm going to go to work.
It adds up. We also said, how about a middle-class tax cut? The largest tax rate cut in 70 years.
Look at that. They want to do a middle-class tax cut. Okay, like that. That sounds great. And the largest in 70 years. How long you been in power? Oh, wait. Yeah. You've been in power for like 40. You could have done that like 40 years ago, but you didn't, did you? That's why. This is why she didn't do it, because nobody knew. Who knew? She said it. Who knew childcare was expensive? Yeah, you know that. She figured it out. She's on the case, Mike. She's on the case.
Start
On the
reducing
case.
your taxes.
Yeah. That's going to work.
And
here's back to what Robert was talking about. Where's the plan for growth? If I'm going to cut all these taxes, and I'm happy to cut the taxes, please cut them. Love that. Where's the plan for growth? Like, how am I going to make sure that people get better jobs, or people have better businesses, or more businesses can come in, or people can get raises, or we can have more commerce, people can get more stuff going on, whatever. What's that plan to make that happen? We don't have that. We don't have that. We're going to take some cash, give it to you, go into more debt, and then blame you in the future. There we go. There we go. Absolutely. Hold on. Oh, Mike, nice. Mike got the numbers. Of course, Mike has the numbers. Of course he does. Dems have been in power since 1958 in New York, so it's the biggest tax cut since Dems control New York State. She's kind of desperate now, Mike. She got Mamdani on her heels. So she got to do something. So she's like, I'm just going to write checks. I got to do something. I'm going to write checks. So yeah, that's true. Of course, Mike has the numbers.
there was one more thing. I said, okay, we're adding it all up. I'd like to get close to $5,000 back in people's pockets.
And now she says, we're talking around, we're adding it up, And I said, I would like to get close to $5,000 in the people's pockets. Never happened. Again, she just made that up. Never happened. Never happened. Prona says, lol, I had to spend time caring for my children. Poor her. This B makes me want to vomit. Yes. Accurate statement. Yes. Absolutely true.
What else can we do? And I have my budget director, Blake Washington. Blake, you shouldn't have told me this one. You'd have more money in our coffers. But he says, Governor, because of inflation.
Okay. This is what he said. He said, Governor. That's what he said to her. He said, Governor, because of inflation, is what he said.
Cost of everything New Yorkers buy has gone up over the last few years.
See, because of inflation, not because of her, because of inflation, I'm sorry, because of Trump, because inflation is only because of Trump. So you get that in your head. Before Trump, there was no inflation. Inflation didn't exist in 2015. 2016, that's when inflation started. And that happened for 4 years. Then from 2020 to 2024, there was no inflation. Didn't exist. Zero. Stop. Don't look. Do not Google that. There was no inflation. And then in 2024, inflation came back again. Don't Google that. That's what happened. So because of that inflation brought on by only Trump, no one else ever, only Trump, brought on by Trump, then we got some extra money because Trump hates people, whatever, because he's bad. And that's what happened. So yes.
We've been able to amass $2 to $3 billion more than we thought, than we anticipated in our budget. So that's sitting there.
So there's $2 to $3 billion that went in the budget that's sitting there from sales tax. Makes sense. Extra cash came in from sales tax. Okay. Because inflation makes sense. Yes. Okay. Mike says, no normal human says because inflation. Only political say inflation anything. She's a lie. No, Mike, just accept the fact that inflation only happens when Trump's in. Okay? Just accept it as true. It's because Trump. All right? It's Trump. He did it. Other day I'm driving around, got a flat tire. It is Trump. His fault. He literally had a ninja mask on and slashed my tires. That was Trump doing that. So please stop. Just saying.
And it dawned on me instantly. This doesn't belong to us.
Okay. You heard what she said? She said when this guy said this to her, he said, hey, Governor, inflation happens and stuff went up. And when stuff went up, you know what? We have an extra $2 or $3 billion just sitting there because we never thought of any reason to spend it at all. We just thought, let's have it sit there for no reason at all. That's what we thought. The extra $2.5 or $3 million. How would you know that? How'd you calculate that? What was extra? How would you know? And she said, then it dawned on me. This doesn't belong to us. She said that. So in her head, she's like, this is money. So all the rest of the money does, but just this one doesn't? Just this one. All the rest of the money, that's just mine. That's my money. Get that through your head, Missy. That shit's my money. But there's 2 to 3 billion that I magically made up this story that never happened. This, see, that's not my money. That's not mine. Why? Inflation that Trump made, I think, or whatever. That's not, see, whatever. Because some story I just made up. And I have to make up stories because then people will somehow get that, I think.
This is because hardworking New Yorkers got slammed with higher costs of everything, and they had to pay more, and then they had to pay more in sales tax.
See that? They got slammed. They had to pay more because obviously Trump, she's not saying it, but there's the reasons because Trump, without Trump, again, there was never been inflation ever until Trump. So that's why. And then this evil, whoever put a sales tax on here, that idiot, that's you. They did that, right? That's the reason why. They had extra money. See, Andrea says, stop stealing money in the first place. Here's your problem, Andrea. You're not getting it. You don't understand. See, when Trump creates inflation, any extra money created by the evil Trump inflation, that money is stealing. The other money's fine. That's her money. She owns it. Stop complaining. That's how that works. You don't get it's complicated politics, Andrea. You just don't get it. All right. You don't understand the complex complicities, made that word up, of government like I do. You don't get it. So how it works is when your opponent is in power, all the bad stuff is his fault. But when I'm in power, all the bad stuff is still his fault. So it's all his fault. And then when there's extra money that he's responsible for, that we get extra money because what he did, see, that's illegal and bad and not mine. But everything else that I steal from you, that's mine. The reason for that is reasons. So stop talking, take your $150, Andrea, and stop complaining. See? There we go. Problem solved. Problem solved. There we go. Phil says taxation is theft. Kathy Hochul accidentally. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. See, it's funny how when they're in trouble, they become libertarians. It's amazing. Oh, we're in trouble? I'm libertarian all of a sudden. Love it. I love how she randomly becomes libertarian whenever it's good for her. Oh, this'll, I'm libertarian all of a sudden for now, for this one thing, for 10 minutes. Yes, exactly.
So I said, why don't we give that back to New Yorkers? It's only there one time.
That's what she said. She was sitting in a room. They were like, well, we're going to do is $2-3 billion. She went, guys, this money, it's not ours. Why don't we give it back to the New Yorkers? None of this happened. Like nothing she's saying happened. This is literally just some horse shit she made up in her mind. It's like a fever dream she had. None of this happened. Not one thing she said happened. What actually happened is some guy, she said, Joey, I'm in trouble. Mamdani's kicking my ass. We need something. How do we do? He said, can we just give him some money? She went, yeah, come up with a plan. I made up Joey. Joey came back with a plan. Hey, we can afford this, that, and this. She's like, okay. Is that going to make us bankrupt? Not today. He went, okay, good. That's fine. Not today. Not today. I mean, tomorrow, but not today. Okay, won't be bankrupt today. Okay, great. And why? Taxation theft. Libertarians will love that. We'll say taxation theft. I bet Phil will see it on Larry Sharpe show and he'll say a cool comment and we'll be cool for a minute. Yeah. Boop. Done. Plan solved. That's what actually happened. This story she made up to go 10 minutes is just to get people in the back go and to punish the kids behind her who have been punished for the past 10 minutes. They're being punished. They are regretting the $40 they took to do this. They are really regretting it. They're like, man, I should have been one of them sign waivers for the gold. I should have done that. This shit was just not worth it.
You can't put on a program that you're going to need the money for the next year. We had to have this explanation with the legislature. You can't do recurring costs, but a one-time statement.
You can't do recurring costs. Why not? One time. Why not? How was it one time? How was it one time? What do you mean, Larry? Isn't inflation still bad? Is it more money still coming in? How was it one time? It isn't. She made that shit up. I'll ask you, please, if someone can tell me, how was it one time? Is it next year the same thing going to happen? Isn't inflation still a thing? Isn't it already inflated? So you're still going to have more money, right? So why is it one time? I have an idea. God, cut the sales tax. I know, nutty, right? If you're making so much extra money from the sales tax, that's what you just told that you said your guy George said, which he never said. But you're lying and saying that he said that to make your story work, even though he never said that. You're saying that. Well, say that he said that you should lower the taxes instead. You can make him say whatever you want. So it doesn't matter what he said. He could say, you're so amazing and smart. He could have said that too. So have him say, Governor, you're so amazing, smart, and awesome, and all the things that are good. And we could lower the sales tax by a percentage point. You could do that. And he can still say you're awesome and amazing. I don't mind that, but he can say that. It's fine. No, huh? I'm asking too much.
That we hear you, New Yorkers. We hear you.
See, she hears you. I feel so much better now. She hears me. It's fine. I may vote for her now because she hears me. She has empathy. She said so. Yeah.
And if we could put money back in your pockets through an inflation rebate, then you know we care about you.
See that? When you get that check with my name on it, you'll forget about the whole Mamdani thing that I screwed up. You will forget that. You'll forget that I got booed, right? Right? Okay, I'm bribing you. Nathan, when you get your check, you'll forget that I endorsed Mamdani, right? You'll forget I did that? Are we good? The whole idea of me being booed, you'll forget that? Okay.
And I went around to malls around the holiday time.
She went around to malls around the holiday time. That's what she did. Okay, what happened? Did another man come up to you and go, oh, thank you for being Santa or whatever? Is that what happened? Tell me.
Went to grocery stores.
Don't you got a job to do?
Here in Albany. And I'd go shopping. I'd walk up to people. Like, how would it feel for you if you had an extra $400 back in your pockets? I mean,
so hold on. What she just said is she would walk up to random people. That's what she just said. How would it feel to have an extra $400 in your pocket? That's what she said she did. Who believes that? Just made that shit up. Now, is this before or after her guy went, Governor, we have an extra $2.3 billion. And she went, we should just give it back. It's not our money. Was that before or after that? I guess it was after that. And then she then said, well, I don't know if that's a good idea to give people money because you know how much people hate getting checks. They hate that. And so she to check to make sure, because she was worried that maybe if she would give people money, they would be mad at her. She thought maybe they'd be pissed off. So she said, you know what I'm going to do? I got the plan. I'm going to go around to the malls and the grocery stores, and I'm going to ask people. Now, I could, it's possible, just use my staff that I have on hand that I pay lots of money and have them go do a poll. I could do that with the staff that I have. I could. I ain't doing that. That's for chumps. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the malls and the grocery stores all around the Albany in New York, and I'm going to ask people, and I'm going to say, hey, how would you like to have $400 in your pocket? And I thought that people might go, I would hate that. Ooh, boo, Kathy Hochul, take that money, and I hate money. She thought that was going to happen. Utter horseshit. None of this happened. Total garbage. Total garbage.
One time I was shopping for back to school clothes for moms at Target.
So she was shopping, she said, for back to school clothes for moms at Target. Okay. Her kids are all grown. Why was she shopping for back to clothes? Was she shopping for other people? The stories she make up don't make any sense. She just said her daughters have kids. Were you shopping for your kids? She said they're babies. She said that. 2 years old. They don't go to school. Who are you shopping for? You made that shit up. Everything. See, I pay attention to what people say. My day job, for those of you who know, is I'm a consultant. That's what I do. Business, politics. All I do is listen to what people say and tear that shit up because most of the time they're full of shit. And my job is to figure out who's full of shit and who's not. I know who's full of shit. Her stuff makes no sense.
It's a lot of shopping. And I said, what would it mean to you? And people were just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. What is that? Are you kidding me? Are you stupid? So again, she says she's shopping for, I don't know what she's shopping for. She don't have kids, whatever, but she's doing it, I guess. And she's going to grocery stores. You shopping for back to school grocery stores, I guess, whatever. And she goes to people saying, how would it feel to have $400 and whatever? She said that. Why would she say? I have no idea. And no one knows her security, I guess. But anyway, she does it. And they were like, are you kidding me? Now, wouldn't you have to do that? If you actually walked up to somebody and said, how do you feel to have extra $400 in your pocket? If you did that, wouldn't they think you're weird? Wouldn't you have to announce who you are? Like, hey, I'm the governor of New York, or hey, I'm a reporter, or hey, imagine if you saw some woman come up to you and go, hey, would you like $400? I mean, you would think something's up with that, right? Wouldn't you think? Would that be a little bit creepy? Some random woman with two dudes next to her goes, would you like $400? You got the entire story is garbage. Never happened.
Are you serious? This could really happen? I mean, that could help with groceries for a week or two. It could help with the basket of clothes they have to buy, the sneakers, the backpack. People realize that we understood that. We're not just talking about this affordability crisis in.
She's laughing. Affordability crisis. Yeah. You know. You poors. Affordability. She's laughing at the affordability crisis. She's laughing at the worst part of this.
Vague terms. We're talking about it in concrete, real terms that are going to make a difference.
Okay, so what? This is 15 minutes to say we're writing you checks. I'm not joking. 15 minutes
and
to say.
And that's what a check is all
checks.
about. It's going to show up. And we have, depending on your income, up to $400 a person who's going to get a check starting very soon. Through the month of October and November. So watch for it. Now, I'm going to tell you this. If your neighbor gets it and you don't start calling us. Give us October and November, okay? I don't know the logic behind all this, but this is what I'm told is the time frame. So you'll have it just in time for your holiday shopping, okay? So I think that's a big win.
Yeah, we're going to get some extra Christmas money. Thanks, Mom.
We're going to continue. This is not just a one-off. We're working on our state of state right now. Last I checked, inflation is not going down. Interest rates are still high.
True.
Washington is still slamming us with everything going up because of the tariffs. Have you noticed?
It's all because Trump. You thought. See, this is your problem, Nathan. You thought that the reason why New York State was so broken was because of decades of mismanagement by the state government. That's what you thought, and you were wrong. The reason why is because Trump and his tariffs. Before Trump and tariffs, New York was perfect. No inflation, everybody was staying, growing, everybody happy. Then Trump tariffs, all gone. All gone. The funny part is the tariffs, whatever they've done, hit this year. We've been losing 300,000 New Yorkers for more than just this year, for many years. Did they know it was coming? See, that's what it is. I got it. Michael, I got it. See, what happened was people knew that the tariffs were gonna come, and they hated those tariffs so much. Years ago, they started leaving. They're like, oh my God, in 7 years, the tariffs will come. I better go to Florida now and never come back. That's what it was. Okay, that at least makes sense. I get that. Okay, that's what it was.
This already? And they just said they're going to put 50%, 100% tariffs on pharmaceuticals. And I mean, the list yesterday was mind-boggling. And you know who pays for that?
Who pays?
You think the big corporate giants are going to say, you know what? Americans have paid enough. We'll just absorb this extra cost.
Do you think the government might go, New Yorkers have paid enough? No.
That's not happening. You're going to be paying for that when you check out or go to the pharmacy counter. You're going to be taking that cost and absorbing it along with everything else you're paying. So we're not done. Okay, we're going to continue finding ways in light of what is going on there to be responsive, to show we get it. We understand. We hear your voices, New Yorkers.
You hear us.
And that's why we are proud to announce the completion and the start of our first ever inflation rebate. Will be hitting your mailboxes soon. It's going to look like this, everybody.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you how.
Oh, they got a cool stamp. I like the stamp. Look at that. See?
Without a stamp.
See? Here we go. Now clap for her. Yes. Oh, you're amazing. You put a stamp on. That's impressive.
Thank you, everybody.
You were, oh my God, that's amazing.
Let
Yes.
me introduce some people who work
That's
with
amazing.
individuals who
amazing.
understand what this means for them, how transformative all these policies are
This is
for
gonna
them.
be
And so I want to
transformative.
first of all start with Darkada Jones-Johnson, our CEO of the Trinity Alliance.
She doesn't know it's, yeah. Now, to be clear, she called it transformative. Transformative. All right. It's $150. I'm not saying we can't use $150. I would take $150. Whoever gets it. If you get it, take it, spend it. But to call that shit transformative, stop. Happy to take $150. You get 400. Nice. That's helpful. It's helpful. But she said transformative. It's not transformative. It's $400. Nice. Again, not mad. If someone wants to give me extra $400, I'm happy to take it. We can all use $400. My life isn't changed. Neither is yours. It's like, oh my God, $400. Now I'm going to buy my brand new Lamborghini and move to Florida. It's not how that works. Now she put on
Grand
her coolest
Rising,
hat.
everyone. I am Dakota Jones Johnson, the CEO of Trinity Alliance of the Capital Region.
Now, Trinity Alliance is a multi-million-dollar nonprofit. I wish I was joking. Dakota Jones is the CEO. The CEO is appointed. Yes, appointed. And they get tons of their cash from large foundations. Again, wish I was joking. Check it yourself. Do your own homework. It's true. She makes over 6 figures a year. She does. The nonprofit person. Grift away.
I want to extend my thank you to Governor Hochul, as well as the members of the legislature.
Because they make sure that she gets paid. I'm, again, not joking. This is why she's so happy. She's like, I want to say thank you. I could never buy a cool hat like this or even dare to show up in public with what I'm wearing if it wasn't for you guys.
For their leadership, as well as recognizing the very
These big glasses are not free, brother. They cost some money.
real challenges that inflation has placed on individuals and families in New York.
She had to bring something to read for this.
At Trinity Alliance of the Capital Region, we walk alongside thousands of neighbors every year, families, single parents, and seniors who work tirelessly to provide for themselves as well as their loved ones.
True.
The rising cost of food, utilities, and daily essentials has
And who's in charge of that? Oh, yeah, the chick who just left. Her.
weighed heavily on them.
True.
As someone with lived experience of poverty, I know how significant.
See, this is what I love. I love how I used to be poor. So now you poor, shut up and listen. She has she said it, the lived experience, her words, of poverty. She just said, I used to be poor. I wasn't poor, Mike, okay? I had the lived experience of poverty, all right? So I'm going to hear you talking trash. Phil, thank you for $2. She's basically Tiffany seeing oldies in the mall. That's cute. That's cute. So, all right, let me grab, if I can grab it there. All right. I'm over on Instagram, one of the few libertarians who calls out the banksters or for the parasites that they are. Oh, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. I do try calling people out. Yes. So JJ says, but the state can't print money like the Fed. True. They're just going to debt, which they do all the time. And New York State's supposed to balance their budget every year. And it does. Here's how it does. It just increases it increases its debt rate. I'm not joking. See, the budget is balanced in New York State if the debt payments are up to speed. Yeah, I know. You're saying, wait a minute, but that means you're in debt. Yes. So you can have a balanced budget in New York State and have debt. What? Yes. But are you paying and servicing your debt effectively? Yes. Budget is balanced. I wish I was kidding. So what happens when we go into too much debt? Well, we increase our debt, but then we increase the debt enough that we can also service our debt. So we increase our debt high enough to get the money we need and of course, service the debt. What if you can't service the debt? We ask the federal government to service our debt. And the federal government services our debt, budget balanced. I wish I was joking. So you're right. We can't print, but the federal government can. So we kind of can. We balanced our budget. See that? There we go. All right. Before we keep going on her, I want to grab a couple more of these if I could. All righty. Let's see here. Gene says, Google me this. What state has the biggest income gap? Yes. Then Google me this. What party controls that state? Yes. I Googled those things. The answer were, of course, New York and Democratic Party. Then Google went on to make excuses. Of course it did. Because reasons. Yes. Yes. So, all right. Let me grab this if I could. James says, Larry Sharpe for government 2026. Thank you. Let's just hope Elise Stefanik does not follow Lee Zeldin's footsteps when it comes to ballot access. We can hope so. We're hoping so, James. I hope so. Yes. All righty. Nathan says, Elise would be better off using a position to help Larry get ballot access. Yes. Then drop out and endorse him. Oh, I hope she would do that. That'd be amazing. A Republican would never win in the statewide election in New York State. True. That is true. Yes. All righty. Let's see here. Robert says, whatever came from the Reparations Commission, Hochul convened. That was virtue signaling, Robert. You know that. I think I think you mean this facetiously, right? You're joking. That was virtue signaling. Remember, California was going to give what, $5 million per person or something like that. That's all virtue signaling. None of that's going to happen. That was to lie to get black people to give them votes. They wanted us to vote for them. That's why they did that shit. None of that's real. I think you're joking. I think you know that. That's completely never going to happen. So yeah. So Liberty Lady says, I mean, honestly, what would one $400 check really do for a typical New Yorker? Maybe pay one electric bill and some food for the month. And that's a big maybe. Agreed. It's not life. Again, I'm not against $400. I hope I get a $400 check. I will take it and use it. I hope we all get $400 checks. It's nice. Please take it if you get it. Please. Great. Buy something cool if you can, or if you're in trouble, pay your bill. Please do so. It is not life-changing. That's just stuff they're saying. It's just more talk they're talking. That's it. K. John says, Larry, you're riffing the Hochul shuffle. Yes. I know them so much that it's very easy for me to do this because I know what they're going to say before they even say it. I understand how it works every single time. So yeah, they're embarrassingly bad. They're embarrassingly bad. K. John goes on to say, her poor shaming is disgusting. Yes. Some people are very happy living in a trailer home, and I guarantee a lot of them are happier in life than she is. Absolute snob. Yeah. How about leave people alone and stop trying to outpour them? You could just like not try to outpour them. You could. So yeah, but she of course can't stop. Yeah. Crazy. Browner says, who would have thought? Yeah. Pretty much everyone who had a brain for like forever. True. Yes. Thomas is going to say, whenever government subsidizes anything, it gets even more expensive, which is why they do it, because then they have a problem to solve. So they make the problem so they can solve the problem. See, let's subsidize it so it gets more expensive. Man, Thomas, it's so expensive. I have to keep subsidizing. Oh, it's still expensive. So maybe I have to solve it. You know what? Thomas, you're a bad guy for mentioning it. I have to punish you because you noticed it. So yes. Mike says free lunch kids were pointed out and mocked in the 70s, I recall. Yes, not new. Yes. Mike, you and I grew up in the Bronx. We know. Just say new for us. Not like, oh my God, she just figured everything out. Yes, absolutely. All right. Jean says she's teaching black kids to swear and use computers too. See, she does love us. She does love us. I love it. It's amazing. She does love us. Let me go a couple more of these if I could have a couple more minutes.
Significant this refund would have been for my child as well as myself. This rebate, $200 for single, head of household, or married, filing separately, and for.
Okay. Her and her child. Let me say it again. Look at what she's wearing. She came there talking about a $400 check, life-changing, and she's wearing like bedazzled glasses, a cool hat, and some kind of funky whatever she's wearing, right? Wearing that. She decided. Meanwhile, the guys behind her wearing T-shirts and jeans. She said, I'm going to show up with this on. She makes six figures and has for a long time, and she was appointed to that position. Her and her kid, I don't know, daughter, son, whoever that person is, they're not starving. This is not life-changing for her. So this is for me and my kid. Stop lying. You're doing fine. You're making, I'm not making this up. The CEO of her organization, who she is, makes over $100,000 a year. Yes, she'll be fine. Plus, she gets expenses. So she maybe them glasses are included. I'm not sure if glasses are part of uniform, but whatever. She gets expenses too.
$400 for couples, families may not seem like a lot of money, but for many in our community, it is unexpected support that makes a meaningful difference.
First off, you said life-changing. That's what you said. And our community. You don't live in that community? Stop. You don't live there?
Cover a utility bill to keep the lights on or put gas in the car to get to work. It provides a little more stability and breathing.
And then again, then go to work and have to spend time with the kids.
Room at a time when individuals and family need it the most. At Trinity Alliance, our mission is to strengthen and support our community by providing comprehensive, compassionate services in partnership with our neighbors.
Okay. Do they have any successes? I'm going to tell you. No. They do what government always does. Service. That's what they do. Their job is to service, not to help.
Initiative aligns with that mission. It provides real support that helps New Yorkers. In fact, 8.2 million households. So to meet their immediate needs while working toward their greater stability.
How are you working towards the greater stability? Where was that plan? Where was the stability part of this plan? You spent 10 minutes telling me about how poor you were, how poor you are, and whatever else you were talking about, and how bad Trump is. I got it. Oh, got that. Where was your plan that said, here's how we're going to support you moving on forward? No. In fact, what you said was, here's a one-time check. And you brought on glasses so she can tell me why you picked her. I have no idea. So she can say, this is real. You could pay a bill. We knew that.
On behalf of Trinity Alliance team members, our board of directors, and the thousands of families that we serve, thank you again to Governor Hochul and the legislators for putting resources.
That's for putting resources. Yes. What she means is, thank you, Governor Hochul, for making sure I get this very cushy 6-figure job so I can buy cool hats and cool glasses and then show up in front of TV and act like I'm important, even though I solve no problem. That's what she really means.
Back into the hands of those who need it the most. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for me getting paid. I got a cushy job.
My pleasure to introduce my dear friend and colleague in service.
She said, my dear friend and colleague. That's what she just said. It is my pleasure to introduce my dear friend and colleague. And she's reading it. So she knew she would have to do this. And she said, dear friend and colleague. And here we go.
Service and leadership, Ashley Fregmego.
You can't pronounce her goddamn name, but she's your good friend and colleague. You full of shit too. I know my good friends and colleagues' last name. Every one of them. Every one of my good friends and colleagues, I know their last name. I do. It's true. If they're my good friend and colleague, or if you're lying and you made this shit up and haven't read her name before and now got caught, you're all just making shit up. Nothing they say is real. Nothing is true. My good friend and colleague. You should probably know her name. Just saying. Most people who I just know, I know the name. But if you're my good friend and colleague, I know your last name.
For Miggy, oh my Lord, how am I? Okay, thank you. CEO of Girls Inc. of the Capital Region. Thank you.
My good friend and colleague.
Okay, the moment you're waiting for, it's Fragameni.
She didn't know it was Fragameni. That's her good friend and colleague. She didn't know it's Fragameni.
Thank you so much, Governor Hochul, for having me.
The glasses were probably so big that it came too big in her face. She couldn't see. That's what happened. It's the glasses. Otherwise, she didn't know.
Thank you to Quetta for the introduction and to all the dignitaries here today in support of this amazing initiative. I'd like to take a moment to highlight the positive impact of the.
I'm going to pass it. She also, by the way, also makes 6 figures and gets supported by the state. So yes, that's what that was about. I thought you guys might enjoy that piece so you'd understand how that works. It's more garbage, more nothing. Her plans are always the same. More checks, and more checks. So in case you were worried, it's always more checks. That's the problem. And it drives me crazy. Now, Why is she doing this? Part of the reason why she's doing this is Mamdani. That's why I brought this up. Why would she? She has no other reason to do this. It's Mamdani. Mamdani's giving free buses. I'm going to give free stuff too. So she's like, Mamdani, you got free buses? I'm writing big ass checks. And she is. I mean, Mamdani can't write these checks. So she's showing off. I'm going to write these checks. That'll teach you. See that? That'll teach you. There we go. Yes. Phil says she was great in that Clint Eastwood movie. It was called Unforgiven. Yes, thank you. But it was a good movie. Yes, absolutely. Cute, Phil. Cute. Very good. The hat does do it. You're not wrong. The hat does it, Phil. The hat absolutely does do it. I do appreciate that. Yes. So look, if you're wondering about what Mamdani's been doing, I get it. But this becomes more important that Adams is now gone. Why? Adams dropping out means there's a chance. It's a slow chance. It's a small chance. Chance that Cuomo might win this thing. It's small, but the chance exists. The chance did not exist before. Now maybe. A little bit worried. She's got to work on that. This is a corrupt city. It's a corrupt state. How do I know that? Well, there's a place that you can actually see and talk about that. You know where it is, right? You knew it was civil. You did. I know you did. Of course you did. We all knew it was civil. I'm not, of course. Head over to Civil. Every single time that I do a show, I show you something cool on Civil. Every single time. This one, they were ahead of the curve on Eric Adams. This was from last year, September, talking about Eric Adams and his corruption issues. This is the Reason Roundtable talking about it. A bunch of people giving you good advice, good ideas about what was happening even back then.
24 senior officials have gotten their phones seized, houses searched, and so forth. Catherine, I'm absolutely torn. On one hand, it's the Southern District of New York. They're not our friends. And they have a track record of kind of stretching on some cases legally, including one that we talked about last week.
Now, notice they're actually saying, even though he's corrupt, meaning Eric Adams, he's actually concerned that maybe the government's still overreaching. That's the kind of conversation you have on Civil. Just because I don't like a guy doesn't mean the government's right. Just because I like a guy doesn't mean the government's wrong. Neither of those two things are true. They can both be true. Neither can be true. You hear conversations like that on Civil. It is CIVL.com. Sign up. When you sign up, put the code Larry, L-A-R-R-Y, 50% off. You know the deal. You know the deal. 50% off. That means for the entire year, $25. Not $25 per month. No, $25 a month, period, for the entire year. It is a steal. You thought taxation was theft? This is theft. This is worse than taxation because there's more theft. You're robbing Civil at this price. Look at you, Phil. You robbing Civil at this. You should go to jail. They're going to call the Southern District for you for taking this deal. But take it anyway. Take the deal. It's that good. Code Larry, L-A-R-R-Y, the coolest name on the internet. $25 for the entire year. You get cool stuff every single time. Plus, you get 6 We Fix It Wednesdays, Larry Sharpe Way shows only on Civil. That's it. No place else. But Larry, I'll go to YouTube page. Not there. You'll be searching for nothing. Don't do that. Go to Civil instead. 6 of them right there, only on Civil. CIVL.com. We are making things work here without using the conflict machine. We are upgrading civilization and making things better. Check it out. Code Larry. They're a sponsor for the show. I'm there too. I'm part there. My stuff's there too. Head over there and check it out. Thank you guys. All right. Let me grab some more comments. If I could, I do want to keep grabbing some more comments. All righty. Let's see here. You guys give me a lot of comments, which I do love. So Phil says, Trump did cause inflation, but the stimulus that she 1,000% would have praised. But it's the stimulus that she 100,000. Yeah, look, of course, every president causes inflation. Trump too. Trump isn't immune from inflation. Of course, all presidents cause inflation. Now, these tariffs might suck. I mean, so far they're not good, but he's got some plan and maybe it works. I don't know. Not looking good for the tariffs. It's true. But I was talking to some of my guys the other day, and they were ready to like throw Trump under the bus. And I'm seeing a lot more people wanting to throw Trump under the bus. I'm not there yet. And why am I not there yet? Because I've seen him pull stuff out of his ass before. If anyone can pull something off, it's him if it can be done. I'm just saying, Phil, you're right. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for him at all. It's looking bad for him right now. But you never know. I wanted Biden to succeed, but that clearly didn't happen. I hope Trump succeeds, but that's not looking good either. It looks like, again, we're going to same crap again, people not succeeding. We'll see if we're wrong. But you're right, every president does inflation. They all do. None of them are immune. Absolutely. So, all right. Renee says, you are so entertaining, Larry. Love your cover of Hochul giving handouts. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. Brona says, remember Nancy Pelosi trying to tell us we all feel the struggle while eating gazillion-dollar gallons of ice cream. Good times. Yes. Because, she feels our pain. Brona, she feels our pain. She does. Absolutely. Yes. Michael says, it's the Federal Reserve, the bankers, and the military-industrial complex. True. Yes. Always. And that's every president. It's everyone. Correct. You're not wrong. So, Liberty Lady says, my congressman loves war. He's actually a stock trader by day, always trading Raytheon. Well, smart. Yes. Mike says, when inflation hit 22% under Biden, August 2022, where was Hochul? Did you forget that Bidenomics failed every non-politician? Okay. We cover this, Mike. When her guy does it, it's not inflation. When Trump does it, it is. So, cause reasons. That's how that works. You guys never get it. Anyway, just saying, cause reasons. That's the reason. So Dave says, couldn't New York pay down any possible debt? Yes. Wouldn't that be awesome, Dave? If they randomly had $3 billion, as she says, we could pay down some debt. We have lots of it. We could do that. That would be something you could do. Yes. Michael's going to say, give it back by keeping taxes high, remove no fees, put a one-time payment that's inflationary, and covers maybe 1/8 of monthly bills. Pure performance theater. No lies on that one, Mike. Nothing there. That's on the money. Yes. But hold on. She does feel your pain, Mike, okay? She's got empathy for you, and she hears you. So there is that. There is that. I made something, I guess. So anyway. All right. Let's see if I go down here. And it says, wish there was a smart, good-looking, competent libertarian running for governor. I agree with you, Andrea. I agree completely. Yes, absolutely. Shelley says, she said that it was from additional sales tax. And meantime, the sales tax went up during the lockdowns, and she was lieutenant governor. Yeah, and she didn't say a word. Look, I don't blame her for the changes when she was lieutenant governor. I blame her for not saying anything. You might go, well, she's lieutenant governor. Her lieutenant governor's saying how bad she is and turning on her. Yes. Delgado's completely turned against her. Yes. It happens in New York State. You could. AGs turn against each other. Yes. They go against themselves. Yes. So it's not like she couldn't have. Maybe she couldn't have changed anything, Shelley. Maybe she couldn't have. But she could open her mouth and say, wait a minute, this is a bad idea. Change this. Ship this. Yes. Mike says, Larry, will this extra $400 count towards income? Yes. That means some will bump a tax bracket. Some lose government food. They will not lose government food stamps. No one getting SSI will get this. So they won't lose food stamps. Those people don't get it. That's why it's middle class. That's why not all households get it. 8 million do. So yeah, it won't. It will not. But tax bracket, yes. That part's true. But they won't lose food stamps. That won't happen. And it's a one time. Even if it's a one time, even if it was counted, the $400 one-time shot is no one's going to lose it because it won't, as long as it doesn't stay in the bank. There's a rule for food stamps and other things that you have to have enough money in the bank. If you take the money and spend it, there'll be no problem. It will not affect it. It's not enough to affect it. If that makes any sense. So, and people in SSI don't get it, so it doesn't matter. All righty. Bronna says libertarian for now. Yes. Kind of like Trump at the LB convention promised to release Ross on day one of his second term. Libertarians ate that lie up. No. He did do it. He did free Ross. That's true. He did that. He did promise. I'll give him that. He did promise that. He did do that. That he did do. But that's it. But yes. Liberty says she's a pathological liar. I bet she lies to her close family like this too. She does. How do I know that? If you remember, she tells a story. She tells a story about her nephew who died because of drug overdose. Her story she tells. because his family couldn't afford the rehab or whatever it was, right? So, and then Medicare wouldn't pay or something, so he died. You might go, wow, that's sad. It's sadder because both her and her husband were both millionaires at the time. And that's her nephew. So I'd ask you, Liberty Lady, if you had a nephew who you knew was in trouble, who was an addict and required rehab, and you and your husband were both multimillionaires, would you not pay for his rehab? If your name is Kathy Hochul, you won't. If it was me, 100% I would. If my niece was, I have one niece, if my niece was an addict, and if I was a multimillionaire, and her mom couldn't afford her rehab, I would pay for her rehab. She's my niece. Of course I would. I wouldn't. I'm not saying you have to. You do you. But what I wouldn't do is not pay for her rehab, let her die, and then use that story to act like I care about people who are addicts. I don't do that. Now, I do tell the story about my mom being an addict. Why? Because I spent my savings as a young Marine getting her out of prison and setting her up with an apartment and a car. I went from having money in the bank to having nothing but debt to protect my mom. So yeah, I did that. So I get to talk trash. I get to talk trash because I did that. She didn't do that and let her nephew die. You don't get to talk trash. So yeah, I get it because I paid the price. She didn't pay it. You pay that price, talk all the trash you want. If you were to wrote that check, no worries. And the worst part is I didn't have the money for my mom, right? I was a sergeant in the Marine Corps. I didn't have the money for my mom. Her and her husband, both individually, multimillionaires. They could have wrote that check. They could have swiped that credit card. They could have done it, but they didn't. So, yes. All righty, hold on. Let's see here. Mastermind says, Queen Kathy, first of her name, tosser of candy and acrobat of kickbacks. Not bad. I like that. Not bad. Not bad. All righty. You go down a couple more of these. I appreciate all of these things here. All the back and forth tremendously. You guys going back and forth with each other, which is even better. So yes. Andrea says, how can a nonprofit be worth millions? Because large foundations that are backed by banks. I'm not joking. Vanguard, by the way. You guys know Vanguard? One of the largest hedge funds on the planet backs both of them. That's how. They get their money from private donations from foundations. That's how, Andrea. That's how come the CEO who's appointed. So you fit whatever narrative we want. Here, you be the face because we want you to be that face. And here's $10 million. In fact, one of them got $10 million as a government grant. I think maybe that one of them got $10 million as a government grant. And the other ones get like another $20 million from this, $20 million from that. Yeah. That's how it's worth millions. Yes. Happens all the time. Yes. All right. Phil says, I love that hat. She was great in the good, the bad, and the ugly. Which one was she? So, yes. All righty. All righty. Phil goes on to say she's 1,000% part of the homeless industrial complex. No doubt she is. That's the whole piece, right? It's all a complex. Yes. Mike says, yeah, and I had the lived experience of being housing deprived, but the flowery words don't feed anyone, don't make streets warmer. True. Yes. Yes. I completely agree. But it does sound nice. And the problem is she always goes, in the past, she was this thing, but now she's super cool with cool glasses and a cool hat. So that's nice, I guess. Yeah. So, any case. So, anyway, let me grab a couple more of these if I could. Shelley says, the year that Bill Clinton had a balanced budget and we're still supposed to praise him for it. Yeah, there was 1 year. And look, I wish we had kept going like that. We didn't. There was 1 year. So, there was that one. Bronna says, she lost me as I was shopping at Target. Yeah, thank you, Bronna. That's a lie. She just made it up. She just made it up. Absolutely. Scientific Libertarian says, they're what's called the new poor. We're old poor. We have no idea how to live without money. Oh, they have no idea how to live without money. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. They're poor because they can't buy all the luxuries they want. Is that what you mean? Okay. I get it. Gene says, where is our friend who tells us what the national debt is? Now would be a good time. Yeah, Pete should have stepped in this one. He wasn't around this time, but yeah, that would have been cool. Yes, that's true. All righty. Because she's wondering, has the debt reached 37 trillion? I don't think yet. But maybe. All righty. Okay. Andrea says, I'm not against all kids getting lunch, not the crap they serve now. True. It's not going to be good stuff. You know that. It's not going to be good stuff at all. Grace says, the inflation refund check is the litmus test for if you're libertarian or not. Is that how that works? Yes, I like that. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Kim says, I was in New York City in the late 90s, and it cost $10 an hour to park my car, $5 to $7 to cross a bridge. Yeah, now it's far more than that, and the bridge is $15. So yeah, absolutely. Gene says the right thing. I think at Trudy Alliance, what they actually do is make people dependent upon the government. Yes. Yes. That's literally what they do. I agree. Yes. Okay. Let me grab some more of these. Bronna says, joining civil is not theft. Nobody's compelled through the use of violence to join. Taxation is theft because if you refuse, they will take it from you through violence. Yes, but join civil. Bronner, you're messing with my game here. Join civil. And then it's whatever. Yes, just join civil, damn it. That's all I care about. So yes, that's all that matters. But if you're talking about this idea of dealing with taxation, you're talking about this idea of how we deal with what's happening and coming next. There's something you can look at. And that actually is, if you want to, head on over to the advocates. Yes, please click the link that I show in my description. It says link to the advocates. Please check that link out if you would. If you look at that link and click that specific link, they know that you came from me to go there. And do me a favor, read this specific article on economics. This is talking, and I think you would like this, by the way. You would probably like this, Braun, if you read this. It is about what people are thinking about socialism. All the claims they make, the things they're talking about, what they say they want, what it actually means, the difference between the two, what's misunderstood, what isn't. I think you'll enjoy the concepts. And if I'm wrong, you can show me by rating this article. Was it persuasive or not? Please rate the article when you're done and then share it. And when you share it, use the exact same link that I gave you so people know they're going there. Why? This is free. You don't got to give me $25. Well, you're not giving me $20. You don't got to give $25 up per year. This is just free. Just go do it. Takes you some time. Read it. When you're done reading it, rate it. When you're done rating it, share it. You've helped out the show. You've supported me, and it's free. If you're saying, hey, Larry, I don't got that much cash, do this for me. Hook me up. Do this. It's free. Share it. They love it. I love it. Why do I care so much about both these two groups? Why do I care so much about civil? Why do I care so much about the advocates? Because both organizations get people talking. Both organizations make you have good conversations about stuff you probably wouldn't have thought about talking about. They're not about the conflict machine. They're not about blood sport. They're not about fighting and screaming back and forth. They're about having real conversations, and that's what I want. So please, this is free. Head on over there, read one of these articles. When you're done, grade it. And when you're done after that, share it. Help us out here at The Advocates. Click the link that's in the description, please. There's a description on Facebook, description on YouTube, and a description also on Facebook, Rumble. Yeah, there we go, Rumble. All of those. Please do that if you would. I would appreciate it. Thank you. And of course, the other thing that's free, like the button. Do it, please. It matters. Ken stepping in, 37 trillion. It did break. 499 billion, 704 million, $495,767.33. Thank you, Ken. Andrea was there also. And it was also there, both there. So it's good. You guys are both there. All good. I appreciate that. Everybody says, Larry, can you talk about my schedule this week? Yes, I will be on tomorrow at 7 p.m. I'll be on Wednesday with an AMA 7 p.m. Then I'm off for 4 or 5 days in a row. I'm traveling yet again. I know I keep traveling, but I have to keep traveling. It's important. So I won't be knocking that out. So I'll be on 3 times this week at night, tonight, tomorrow night, and Wednesday night. I have a special guest tomorrow night. and I'll have an AMA on Wednesday night, and then I'm off for like 3 or 4 days, 5 days, I think, until next week. So I'll be back in action then. So guys, I want to say that so you know, you got to watch the shows in the next couple of days because I'm going to be gone. Exactly. And if you don't share and repost this, no one will see what I'm doing. But don't forget something. After the show is over, I need you to come by and comment. Here's what I want you to comment on. I want you to comment on what would you do if you got the $400? If Kathy Hochul sends you $400, what would you do with the $400? Tell me what you would do with the $400 if you get the $400 from Kathy Hochul. I don't know if you want that, but I hope you do. I get it. I hope I get it. But if you get $400, what would you do if you got it? Please do that. And of course, if you watch this not live, you see 2 videos pop up right here. Please watch one of them for at least 8 minutes. Mr. Rhythm loves that. Algorithm loves it. I will see you all very soon.